Welcome, my dear students. In this episode, we are going to discuss the textual activities of cyberspace from the last unit. Question number 1. What is special about the modern psych? So, what is special about the modern psych? Modern generation. Okay, modern psych. The people who live in the modern century. The modern psych allows new frontiers. They wanted to go beyond their limitations and they allows new frontiers, the modern psych. We love wide open spaces. We like to explore. We like to make rules instead of following them. Question number 2. What is cyberspace? How has it evolved over the years? Cyberspace is the community of networked computers. Very important one. So cyberspace is the community of networked computers. It is the imagined place where electronic data goes. Before I was a playground for computer nets and techies. Before it was, please try to correct that one. Before it was a playground for computer nerds and techies. Remember, cyberspace is a community of network computers. So it is the imagined place where electronic data information goes. Before that, it was a playground for computer nerds and techies. But now it embraces. It is included with all kinds of people, including children also. Question number 3. What type of metaphor is used by the author to describe cyberspace? So a symbol, what is the symbol or metaphor used by the author to describe cyberspace? To describe the cyberspace, the author has used the metaphor of real estate. Very good. The symbol of real estate is used there. Real estate is an intellectual, legal, artificial environment constructed on top of land. So real estate is an intellectual, legal, artificial environment constructed on top of land. It recognizes the difference between parkland and shopping mall, between red light zone and school district, between church, state, and drugstore. In the same way, we can think of cyberspace as a giant and unlimited world. So very huge and unlimited, without any limitations, world of virtual real estate. Virtual real estate. Virtual real estate. Question number 4. Mention some of the traditional metaphor symbols used to denote cyberspace. Very easy. Some of the traditional metaphors used to denote cyberspace are highways and frontiers. Highways and frontiers. That is the answer. Why does the author maintain that censorship will not work in the case of a cyberspace? Censorship or a kind of control. The author maintains that censorship will not work in the case of cyberspace because it is not a frontier where bad people can grab unsuspecting children. It is also not a giant television that telecasts offensive messages at unwilling viewers. In cyberspace, users choose where they visit, what they see, and what they do. It is optional. That is why Maintaining censorship will not work in the case of a cyberspace, because the author maintains that censorship will not work in the case of cyberspace because it is not a frontier where bad people can grab unsuspecting children. It is also not a giant television that telecasts offensive messages at unwilling viewers. In cyberspace, users choose where they visit, what they see, and what they do. It is optional. Question number 6. What is cyberspace described as a why? Why? Why is cyberspace described as a voluntary destination? Do you agree with the author here? Let us see voluntary destination. Cyberspace is a voluntary destination because you have to go someplace in particular. People can choose where to go and what to see. I fully agree with the author. Okay, question number 7. Who, according to the author, are the right people to set the standards? Who are the right people to set the standards? According to the author, the right people to set the standards are the cyberspace communities themselves. Who are the people? Right people to set the standards? They are the cyberspace communities themselves. Question number 8. What are the three major areas of services available in cyberspace? Please think about, there are three major areas of services available in cyberspace, and what are those three major areas of services? The three major areas of services available in cyberspace are: first, the private email conversations, similar to the talks you have on the telephone or voicemail. Okay, private email conversations, just like you have on the telephone or a voicemail. Second one, the information and entertainment services. Here people can download anything. These places are like bookstores, malls, and movie houses. And third one is, there are real communities, groups of people who communicate among themselves. They are like shops or restaurants or playgrounds. Each participant contributes to a general conversation, generally through posted messages. Other participants may simply listen or watch. So, these are the three major areas of services available in cyberspace. First one is about private email conversations. Second is the information and the entertainment services. And third one is real communities. That means groups of people who communicate among themselves. They are like shops or restaurants or playgrounds. Each participant contributes to a general conversation, generally through posted messages. Other participants may simply listen or watch. Question number 9. What is in store for cyber communities in future? Very good. What is in store? What is there for cyber communities in future? Cyber communities will have to have a moderator, because anyone is free to post anything. Because of that, there will be unwanted advertising, discussions that are not healthy, and rude participants. Then the cyberspace will become too noisy. To keep these negative elements in check, a moderator would be needed. That is why what is in store for cyber communities in future is the necessity of a moderator in order to moderate the cyberspace, in order to module or control or check. Then question number 10. What are the comparisons made by the author between cyberspace and terrestrial communities? So two entities, one is a cyberspace and second one is a terrestrial community. So what are the comparisons between these two entities? What is special about the cyberspace is that it frees us from the tyranny of power structures of the terrestrial communities. Okay, so terrestrial communities, we have a power structures, and that power or those power structures are having a kind of a control upon human beings. But special cyberspace is that it frees us from the control of the terrestrial communities. Cyberspace allows communities of any size and kind to flourish, to grow, to develop. In cyberspace, communities are chosen by the users, not forced on them by accidents of geography. This freedom gives the rules in cyberspace a moral authority that rules in terrestrial environments don't have. A kind of a freedom is entertained in the cyberspace rather than in terrestrial communities. Most people are forced to stay in the country of their birth. Yeah. So, for an example, each country's people wanted to live in their own country as that country's citizens. But if you don't like the rules of cyberspace community, you can quit, say goodbye. It is love. That means if you love it or leave it, it is love it or leave it, which is not possible in terrestrial communities. That is all. Activity 1, writing. A group of students are asked to prepare a list of do's and don'ts. What are the things you can do and what are the things you are not permitted to do using the cyberspace? They list the points as given on page 167 of the text. Classify the ideas generated under the following heads. Write to the corresponding number. Very good. Parents. So parents, we can say the number 2, 4 and 7. Teachers, so we have the number of 5 and 8. Students, 1. Counselor, so 3, 6 and 9. Now write an article on the use and misuse of cyberspace for your school magazine using the hints given in the text. So we will go for the answer, please. It's a general question and be prepared for writing the answer. Use of computers has become widespread and accordingly the uses and misuses of the cyberspace have also multiplied. Cyberspace is an excellent way of getting information. So what are the advantages of cyberspace? Excellent way of getting information, giving information, and also for entertainment. But it has potential dangers also, negative qualities. These days, we hear a lot about cyber crimes. The culprits, that means who are responsible for the crimes, are mostly young people, including students. Even as we acknowledge the importance of cyberspace in the modern world, should be aware of its potential dangers and how to avoid these dangers of cyberspace. Okay. Cyberspace is full of sites that give vulgar and explicit sex materials. First, the children or the youngsters will have to face about cyberspaces. Young children are naturally curious about these things. So, to prevent means to stop them from watching these things so privately in their own rooms, computers should be kept in open view, should be placed in a common place, in a common hall. This way, children will be discouraged from visiting bad sites. There should be specific time schedule. A particular time should be given in a day for browsing the net. And late night browsing should be discouraged. So after 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, please don't give these gadgets to children. When students are given assignments and projects, they rush to the cyberspace for material. They download material from it and copy it in their assignments. Teachers should check the authenticity of the sources used in the papers given by the students. Many schools and colleges now have computers and the internet, including Wi-Fi. Teachers must ensure, means make sure that students do not misuse these facilities. That is another way of controlling the misuse of cyberspace. Counselors, those who are giving advice and correcting the youngsters or children to a right or proper path. Counselors have also a big role to play in the right use of the cyberspace. They should conduct awareness programs on the various cyber security measures. The net addicted children should be given counseling in the school itself also. Students should be aware of the risk, what are the problems or challenges involved in the use of cyberspace. It is easy to fall into the mire, means the realm, the space of bad habits. It will be difficult to get out of. Ultimately, they are responsible for their acts and they are the masters of their destiny. Their life or destiny will be decided by the use of cyberspace. They should not reveal their email address to everyone and should use the cyberspace sensibly by using our logical sense and power. Cyberspace is a double-edged tool. It is like a knife and it can be used to cure, like a surgeon, a doctor who is doing the surgery or operation, or to kill. That is all. Just like a knife, it has two sides. One can be used to cure a patient and make give life to a patient. Another edge, sharp edge, can be used to kill a person also. So activity to email. Email is one of the very important assessment. Please, it is read the email given on page 168 of your textbook. And the email is a sure question in your public examination. What is this mail about? So while we read this mail given in your textbook on page 168, it is a job application. It is an application for a job. It is a job application. When you read, you can understand. Please read. All the students read this one and you will try to understand that one. Question 2. How is it different from surface mails? Ordinary mails are there. Let us see. It is different from surface mails in different ways. Let us see what are the points to be gathered. It has no address of the receiver except the email address. It has no date. It has no signature of the sender. The sender's name and address are given at the bottom with the mobile number and email address. In the surface mail, these appear on the top part of the letter. Question 3. Analyze the language, structure, style, and format of the email. So when you are going to construct or draft an email, please these points should be kept in your mind. The language is simple and straight. Block style is used. That means capital letters is used with all the paragraphs aligned to the left. Question number 4. Imagine that you organize a seminar on technology and English language teaching in your school. In order to make sure the presence of the distinguished scholars invited, you draft a detailed email about the seminar. Draft the email to be sent to the visiting dignitaries. Very good. Let us see how it is. So answer 2. iobma6@hotmail.com. Subject: Seminar on Technology and English Language Teaching. Dear Professor Job to Job ma at 6@hotmail.com. Dear Professor Job, our school is organizing a seminar on technology and English language teaching. This is the topic. As a person renowned in this realm, in this field, we would very much like to have your presence during the seminar. The seminar will begin at 9 in the morning, 9 a.m. and it will end by 1 p.m. Please make it a point to come. Your expertise and experience will be of great use to our students as well as staff. We look forward to meeting you. Sincerely, Simi Haider, Secretary, Students Welfare Association, RHSS Mala, PIN 679342, then cell phone number 8547028805, email simihaider@gmail.com. This is the one model. Like that, any questions are coming there, please try to make this format for drafting a detailed email. So with that, we came to the end. My dear students, systematically write down the notes and be prepared and be confident to score A+. Wish you all the best.